Hi, Rob Aubrey here. I just wanted to go over some slides with you today. I wanted to show you the presentation that I do when I sit down with agents to explain Aubrey and Associates Realty to them. So the first thing we always talk about is the 800-pound gorilla, and that is the commission splits. We're a very competitive flat fee organization. We charge $5.59 per transaction. Very simple math. I get $500. $50 goes to payroll. $90 goes to banking fees and such, and that's it. Now we have two deviations to that. If the transaction is $3 million or more, then it reverts to 10%. If the transaction is 83,000 or less, then we actually go down. We revert it to a 20% to where it actually comes out to be less money. So in other words, if the commission goes down, we'll go down with you. And the reason for the 3 million and above is because of the insurance liabilities. And that's the actuaries figured that out. So that's not something I just made up. So anyway, that's any questions there, and that includes everything. That includes your insurance. That includes coaching, training, all the free tools that we offer. There are some a la carte services that are really a pass-through cost, and we'll talk about those. But that includes everything. Um, so let's see what Gary says. Gary says it's hard to believe the amount of training and services for a very competitive split. That's one of our guys, Gary. Let's get to the next slide. Comprehensive lead generation and professional training. And that's who we are. Our focus is on training on lead generation because I'm clear that if you don't have leads, you don't have a business. So I'm constantly training agents on lead generation. I'm constantly developing things in systems and programs and bringing in outsiders to help with lead generation. I'm just a firm believer in it because let's face it, it doesn't matter how good of an agent you are. You can have a degree in financing, be the best realtor on the planet, have a master's in appraising or whatever, but without leads, you simply don't have a business. So that's where we put our focus. And I'm a big proponent of that. And I'm a student of lead generation still. So it's not like we're just going to teach you some old things of old and have at it. But I'm constantly out there looking and learning what's on the horizon. Let's see. And then so Brooke says the amount of knowledge, training, support I've received since joining Aubrey Associates is unparalleled. What a great word. I like that. Unparalleled. That's Brooke, one of our guys or gals. So next one is Turnkey Direct Mail Marketing Solution. We have an in-house direct mail marketing solution where we do SOI mailers, we can do farm mailers, just listed, just sold, and it's in-house. It is a cost basis. In other words, we do a slight markup to cover the labor cost, but it's pretty much a pass-through cost. Typically, a postcard to what we call scatter mail or small batch, a non-farm, if you will cost you 50 cents per postcard, and that's printed and mailed out the door, including postage. On the just listed, just sold, when you process a file with us, one of the buttons you check on the outbound form is to do just sold, and then you choose which number postcard. We'll create the postcard. We'll grab the address list. You just plug in the amount of postcards you want, and we'll go ahead and pull the cost out of the commission closing, and we'll go ahead and fulfill the solution. But we have a monthly SOI mailer that goes out. It's turnkey. You just drop in your list and you're done, and that's it. So great resource to our agents. It's been a great benefit. The things I hear from our guys is my SOI marketing has never been this consistent in my whole career. So that's good to hear. So I don't know of any other brokerage that offers an in-house direct mail marketing solution. That's from Bryce Stringer, one of our guys. So let's get to the next slide. Favorable pricing on IDX websites. We have our pro agent pricing is $39.95 a month. for a full agent website. We don't offer the free versions, and I'll explain that in a few slides. Why you should never do the broker free site. I mean, that's just something you should never do. So, but we have a good reputation and a good um, relationship with pro agent websites. And some of the things we do are tied into pro agent. Some of our lead generation, some of our systems, they work in conjunction with the pro agent websites. And I offer a lot of training on that. So I am a whiz bang with that product. I've been using it for years. So let's see. So he does our payroll and bookkeeping. Rick has been doing real estate payroll for years in real estate. So he's been doing books in the real estate business for many, many, many years. And what his comment is, Rob has negotiated terms that usually the big box brokers get. So, and I had that deal when, we were a little smaller company. We're a little bigger today, but I negotiated that deal a long time ago. So anyway, moving on. So the real cost of free email, website signatures, and this is what I was saying. If the reason you should never use a broker's free website, a broker's free email, a broker's free signature solution, because they own it. It's designed to shackle you to them. My philosophy is I want to make you independent of me. If you decide that Aubrey and Associates is not a good fit for you, just literally change the signature file in your email, print some new business cards, log into your website and change the brokerage name there. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as marketing, you can have your own sign, hang Aubrey and Associates on a rider. I don't care. I want you to brand you. Follow the law. Rule number one, follow the law. But that's the way we think here. So we have no desire to shackle you to the company. That is the cost of the free websites. Okay? So Amy says, Rob has taught me to be independent of the brokerage, and I should be able to seamlessly leave the company anytime I want. And that's right. I mean, I believe that. I teach it, and I actually set you up so that you could. Look, hey, if we're not a good fit, let's hug it out and say goodbye and wish each other luck. So moving on. Simple listing lead generation systems. So and then we have some, and now we have with a Facebook, we have solutions for Facebook that we teach, but we have home value landing pages that work in conjunction with Cloud CMA. They work in conjunction with your pro agent websites to where you can build within seconds or maybe minutes a home value landing page where you just simply log into our site, fill in a basic form, upload an image, and hit enter, and you've created a home value landing page that can be a niche to a geographic neighborhood. They can be tied to a city. They can be tied to a zip code or anything, or have a generic one that you can just kind of send out everywhere. You can run Facebook ads with this. Very, very good tool to help people, to generate seller leads, because we believe in listing leads. It's where it's at. So, and if you want a closer demonstration of that, let me know. We'll go through it. But these are some in-house proprietary systems that we've developed. Now, what we do is there's third-party vendors that offer this. So if you want to pay 30, 40, 60, 80, $100 a month for some of these tools, go for it. Now, you can use these tools if you were to leave. Obviously, you couldn't take the tools with you, but all the leads would go with you because they're already in your system. You would just have to go ahead and replace that, but you wouldn't be shackled to us because of that. That's just, in the meantime, you're going to save money. Nothing goes in there. That's ours. We don't touch it. We don't care. We're just giving you the top of the funnel to drive leads into your system. So anyway, we'll move on. So Robin says, within days of joining Aubrey and Associates Realty, I had lead gen systems set up. Thanks, Rob. So Robin's a superstar. She's an up and comer. She's kind of newer in the business, but she's out there getting it. Let's see, tools. So as I was saying, we do offer tools. So some of the tools we have is we have an in-house home feedback solution. So if someone opens up your lockbox, they'll get an email. We do have these in-house ability to create, as I touched on, is to create the in-house home value pages. You create them on the fly, create as many as you want, different images, different niches, anything like that. We also have the ability to create on the fly buyer capture pages that you could use for in conjunction with Facebook marketing. So with Facebook, you want to run an ad. You don't want to give them a lot of information. It's kind of the old magazine ad, right? A picture, a couple pictures of the house, very appealing. They click on a link. They got to fill in a form, and then we create. And then once they click on fill in the form, then you move them over to your IDX solution where they can continue to look at the actual house, all the information. Kind of just an old, it's just a new twist on an old system, but we have the ability to create the or squeeze page or landing page, whatever you want to call it. That is the middle between the Facebook ad and the IDX solution. That is very, very effective. Things change. Sometimes things are working today, may not work next year, but currently they're working, and you can create as many of those as you want on the fly. It takes literally seconds. So let's see, David. Rob says, Rob is constantly working on introducing tools that help us save money. And that's the truth. So what happened was I saw one of my agents using one of these tools that was costing them $30 a month. I went ahead, spent the money and the resources, had it built to where instead of having 10 of my agents spend $30 a month, I'm like, heck with that. So now my agents have a free solution. And that's what it was. So and as I watch different agents do different things, I figure out a way to make it cheaper for them. So that's with Dave. So strategies for getting more done in less time. Those of you know me, I'm a total nerd, and I'm always looking at shaving time and being very efficient with systems. I'm all about systems. We hired our first administrator when we reached like 50 agents. So I was running a company without a help with 50 agents. So because I'm so efficient, I use technology. So, and I'm here to teach you with that and how to do it and do it for very inexpensive. I'm not a big believer in all these big fancy schmancy CRMs that you're not going to use 90% of their features anyway. So let's just get the simple stuff. But let me teach you how to save time. So you have two options. I can either teach you how to do the same amount of work in less time, or take the same time and make more money. So it's up to you, whichever is more important to you, right? That's what Heidi says. Rob has taught me systems that save me time and allows me to spend more time with my family. So she wasn't really interested in, knocking it out of the park and closing 10, 15, 20 deals. She just wanted to do her same amount of volume, but wanted to do it with more efficient and spend more time with her family. So we were able to establish that and help her with that. So moving on, in-house transaction coordinator. We have an in-house transaction coordinator, and I remember, and trained by me, a licensed agent, and we basically said, hey, look, here's the line in the sand. Line in the sand goes like this. If it requires a decision, it goes back to the agent. If it doesn't require a decision, then the transaction coordinator simply gets it done. So let me give you an example of if it requires a decision. Well, let's say it's a buyer transaction. The transaction, our agent is a buyer's agent, or I'm sorry, our agent's a listing agent, and a buyer agent sends over an inspection repair. Well, that requires a decision. Well, that's going to go back to the agent, and if the transaction coordinator receives it, they would give that to the agent, alert them, say, hey, you got this. However, if there's initials are missing, then there's no decision there. Go chase that stuff down. We need to order a home inspection. They can just coordinate that. I mean, now the agent obviously has override to say, hey, let's hold off for a minute because we're trying to do this or that, whatever. However, once those decisions have been made, then the transaction coordinator will do that. The cost of that is $225. And the reason why it is less expensive than most places, because I personally, as a brokerage, am not making a profit on that. Most broker houses will take a profit off of that. They will charge $350 because the transaction coordinator has to give the broker a percentage of that. I only want to make a profit off the sales transactions and commissions. I'm not looking to make money off of every little service. which a lot of big franchises, let's be frank, they're in the business to sell you services and toys and trinkets. So we're not a big proponent of trinkets here at Aubrey Associates, just the things that will actually help you make money. So let's get on to the next one. So Rob made sure that the proper help for the agents was put in place at a very affordable price. That's Scott. Scott does HUD deals, so which we're starting to see a little more of those. Not sure if that's a trend or just been a bottleneck where they're kind of popping out a little bit, but by no means we're seeing tons of them. Just seeing a little more. So next one, convenient office space. Primarily our agents work from home. However, we do have office space in Salt Lake on 700 East. Well, it's in the Murray area over there at 39 South. We have an office in there. You can use the space when you need it. There's multiple conference rooms, so if you need to meet with clients after hours and such, we definitely can accommodate that. Let's see. So, I like most agents work from home, but I made sure that you had a nice place to take your clients after hours. During the week, I mean, my gosh, don't drive from Riverton up to Murray. I mean, you passed umpteen mortgage and title companies. Go and get one of those. Make it easy on yourself. I mean, duh. So anyway, so moving on. So earnest money. We safeguard our earnest money in our trust account. I am adamant about holding earnest money. The idea of placing your client's earnest money with a title company is just baffles my mind. And I personally believe, well, you saw the new addendum that the division came out with, that it's more of a disclosure, letting everybody know that once that earnest money goes to a title company, the division of real estate doesn't have any more jurisdiction over it. So let's give a real quick example. Buyer hands earnest money into their agent that has a fiduciary duty. Buyer places earnest money with a title company. Buyer does home inspection and decides to cancel the property well within the deadlines. Buyer cancels the contract. Title company says, we need the seller to sign off. Seller doesn't want to sign off. Or what if the seller made a claim too? The title company, there's nothing they can do about it at that time. It's going to have to be arbitrated out or goes to court. The Division of Real Estate is clear on this new addendum that they can't do anything about it. So if you put your earnest money with a title company and you don't disclose that there's a potential that they may not get their money back, even though they're entitled to it, you've, in my opinion, violated law. You failed to disclose something to your client. And it's a violation of your fiduciary. Come on. They gave you that money in earnest and trust. So serve your clients. So big fan. I'm more than happy to go to the bank every business day there is. I'm more than happy. In fact, I would be honored to take your earnest money down to the bank and deposit it. But also, too, we have ways where we have real convenient ways of getting that money deposited with you. And if you want to discuss that further, let me know. So, Debbie Love, Rob explained why it is important to hold our buyer's earnest money at the brokerage. Rob is very glad to do it. You're darn right I am. Like I said, I will go to the bank every day. Hello. So, summary. Great split, unparalleled education, awesome marketing and lead generation. So we have support. So we have the transaction coordinator. Think about this. If you want to grow to be an agent doing 40 to 50 deals, let's say you're doing 15, 18, 20 deals, where you're not quite there for an assistant yet. But what does a full-time assistant do? They handle your transactions and they handle your marketing. Well, we have our system set up to where we handle a lot of the heavy lifting on your marketing. We have an in-house transaction coordinator so you can grow without having to incur all the expenses up front. So your expenses will grow, increase as your revenue increases. So we can help you get to that next level without breaking the bank. So those are, our system is set up to serve you, the agent. At Aubrey & Associates, it's like, how can I serve you today, right? What can I do to make your life better? So let's get to the last slide. questions, just feel free to reach out. Call me 801-999-8209. Again, 999-8209, or just email me, rob@aubrey.net, rob@aubrey.net, and we can set up a confidential meeting to where we can go ahead and discuss things in greater detail. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and good luck in your ventures.